Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Reina, also known as Healing Queen. I'm back. It's Sunday at Kosha Wellness Center, and a lot of shifts and changes have happened. I wanted to tune in with everyone, especially with this full moon that just happened on Wednesday, and it's waning, getting ready to prepare us for a new moon, which is coming on September 20th, a few days before the fall equinox. And this is really my favorite time of year. I'm a fall baby. I like to think of it as the time to harvest, right? How do we honor all the work that we've done and see the fruit, so to speak, of our labor when we come to this time of year? And to be connected to these cycles is something that I want to share with you and put into practice. This is a lot of the motivation of doing the workshop, Tune into the Elements, because once we are connected to the elements and understanding earth, water, fire, air, and ether, to really get a better sense about what's going on in our body, what's going on in our spirit, what's going on in our mind, what's going on in our emotional body. And those are just greater resources and tools to, start to unwind maybe some limiting beliefs that you unknowingly carried or enact. Um, and so to come back to our earth is the invitation today on this Sunday. Um, and a lot of that for me is thinking about earth in terms of the composting, especially with this waning full moon. It's a great time to release what is not in service to you or what is not in alignment to your higher self. I think with all the transitions since the big solar eclipse a few weeks ago, I'm tuning into different folks and having conversations. And a common theme that comes up is how, there's some big ideas that are finally feeling like they can happen, they can be manifested, because the structures are in place. And when we think about the structures in place, that's a lot about our earth, right? Earth is able to create structure to all our ideas. Um, and yet, earth is also very slow. It has its own time. And we often think faster than we move, right? I like to think about it in terms of my students. Their ideas don't come out as fast on the keyboard or in their writing. So there's those gaps when you read their essays, and you're like, oh, I think I know where they're wanting to go with this, but it didn't all come out right. And I think the same happens to us as we get all these great ideas. It takes some time to ground them, to let them materialize into this realm. And some of that can be because we're coming from a space of fear, right? We're afraid of maybe not having our ideas be welcomed or well received. Or if they're coming from a space of courage, right? You're like really knowing, trusting your knowing about what you're doing and how you're doing it and why you're doing it. And but what's interesting between those two polarities, so to speak, coming from a place of fear or a place of courage, is the space of love, right? Space of love. Let's give that some space. Let that sit with you and resonate with you for a little bit. Nice deep breath. Beautiful. And so how do we think about this space of love, right? How do we think about the love of self? Not so much the passion, because I think sometimes the passion we equate also with love. But the passion is that fieriness, right? Which is great because we need that. We need that fire, that excitement to push those ideas down back into this material realm. But the love is really what is coming from you that existed prior to you being the person who you are today. So prior to you being the parent or the grandparent or the teacher or the uh, wellness practitioner or whatever title or label you go by today, right? And so to think about that space of love to be the fertile soil in which who you want to bring and what you want to harvest into this world is cultivated in. And within the space of soil, we also need compost. I'm learning a lot about my garden and composting. So that's my project, my work to be more earth is to be in my garden and to really love and tend to it. And one of the things that my partner, my beloved, teaches me is about how important compost is, because that's where the organisms of the earth um, make do with things that we waste, right? Fruits or vegetables that have gone bad or too moldy, and so you give it to the earth, and the earth knows what to do with that. And I find that fascinating. Yeah, I find that really fascinating. And as you can see, tears are starting to come up for me because I think um, we tend to hold back our emotions because we want things to be perfect. And so the compost does this work, right? It tends to the tears, it tends to whatever fears are in our hearts. And there's something about the space of earth to contain and hold that, all of that I find so beautiful. So my interest too in sharing this work about the elements is I want to work with you right now in a guided meditation to help ground us a little bit. And it's something that I will be doing with the series of workshops called Tune Into Your Elements. I shared with that a little bit with you last video, and it's coming up September 20th at Native Soul. It's this beautiful, beautiful family-owned business in Long Beach, and they're located at 2018 East 4th Street in Long Beach, 90814. And we'll be meeting for 6 weeks, Wednesday nights from 7:30 to 9:30, possibly 10, but I'm trying to keep it at 2 hours. And each week we'll focus on one of the elements. So we're actually going to start with earth. And I find that very significant because earth is coming at a time, we prepare the earth, especially for these shifts and these changes. And it's no different from what you do when you prepare your home, right? And when we prepare our home, right, especially for the holidays or for visitors or family coming over, we prepare the home. And so that's the same idea, right? We have to prepare our earth to welcome these shifts and these changes. And so on Wednesday, September 20th, we'll start with the element of earth and work through the elements up through ether. We will actually focus 2 weeks on air because I find that there's a lot of ideas that are going on. But one of the workshop days is to work on our vision and our mission statements, our personal vision and mission statements, so that we can best honor our work and stand by our yeses and like honor our no's, right? Because if it's not in alignment with who you are and what you're trying to do, then it's easy to say no to it, and you don't have to feel bad about it, right? So as we begin, I invite you to get really comfortable in your seat. If you want to sit in lotus, you can. It's not necessary. You could be seated in your chair. Just make sure that your feet are, if you're seated in your chair, that your feet are firmly planted on the floor. And notice your body structure, right? So no like slouching, no kneeling, but really keeping this alignment of your spine strong, steady. And if it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes or just lower your gaze. You don't have to be fully eyes closed, but you can lower your gaze. Look at your hands. Your hands can be comfortably resting on your thighs. And as we begin, just notice your breath. Drop into your body in this moment that you're with me here on this video. Inhale and exhale. And just notice the rhythm of your breath. Don't force anything. You're not performing for anyone. It's just you. It's just you and your body and your breath. And as you continue to do so, start slowing down your breath a little bit. A good way to do that is by doing a 3 count or a 5 count, where you inhale for 3 counts, right? So 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and you hold it for 3, and then you release the breath for 3. And you could, if you want to do it for longer, 4 or 5, you can. But let's do a sequence of 3 together. 3 times the sequence of 3. So here we go. We inhale for 3. Hold for 3. Exhale for 3. One more time. Inhale for 3. Hold for 3. And exhale for 3. Last time. Inhale for 3. Hold for 3. And exhale for 3. And notice what's coming up in your body. Be a neutral observer. No judgment, no evaluation needed. No need to answer why is this happening or how did it happen. But just notice once you've done that sequence of breaths and you're more connected to your body and dropping in to this space. What woke up? What's calling your attention? And send breath to it. Right? Focus on that space that is coming up in your body and send it some nice deep breaths. If you want to do the 3 count or the 5 count, you can, but just send that healing breath, some loving light to that space of your body that woke up. Excellent. So now I want you to imagine a grounding cord coming from your tailbone, coccyx, right, from your root chakra. And let it unravel and connect to the earth's core. And once you hook into the earth's core, you might notice that your back actually gets a little bit straighter. And so here you are connected to the earth's core with your grounding cord. And you're being supported and sustained. And now notice if there's a particular color to your grounding cord. This is your grounding cord. And again, just notice as a neutral observer what color it is. And, find some joy in that, whatever color came up for you. And again, we're just breathing. That's all we're doing. Breathing, connecting to our grounding cord. So I want you to go inside your mind. Maybe you've entered through your third eye, through that space at your forehead. And so you're inside your headspace. Probably scary in there, right? There's a lot going on. But I want you to imagine you're in your headspace and there's a ball of golden light illuminating this headspace. Notice as the light gets bigger, the headspace seems brighter. And notice if there's any areas in your mind where that light is still not hitting. It feels like shadow or like a darker space, kind of like that closet or that room we just throw everything in but don't pay attention to. And go ahead and bring that light into that darkness, so to speak, into those shadowy spaces. And notice what limiting beliefs may be there. Some thoughts that limit your growth and maybe feel like old stories that don't belong to you anymore. And maybe never had, but you took them on somehow, right? That kind of back talk that comes up. Are you sure you want to do this? You don't have the degree to do this. You're not an expert. How come you want, things like that, right? I think we all know what that back talk may sound like to ourselves. And unknowingly we do it and we might joke. But, think about those spaces in that mind's eye. And as you're cleaning out those spaces, bringing more light, open up on the floorboards that door, that hatch, and throw in there all those shadows and cobwebs and spaces where the light is hard to get to. Sweep them up. Just throw it down that hatch. And imagine them going down, 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 connecting to that grounding cord. And now you're giving it to the earth. Notice what feels lighter in your body now that you've done that. And as you're cleaning up that headspace and it looks brighter, and when you're ready, maybe some of you need more cleaning than others. It's okay. Again, neutral observer, no judgment, no evaluation. Go ahead and close that hatch. And as things are going down your grounding cord to Mother Earth's core, you're composting it. Let the earth take care of it. You don't have to. Isn't that beautiful? You've done your work. You've cleaned out the house. Right? You've cleaned out the house, given it to Mother Earth. And now let's resource our bodies that we've composted some of this thoughts or actions or belief systems or behaviors. And imagine Mother Earth sourcing your body. Again, coming up through your grounding cord, reconnecting you, re-infusing you, fortifying you, fortifying your system. And you feel that heat coming through your feet, up through your left side, circulating through your belly button and your internal organs and your intestines, up through your heart, down through your hands, touching each fingertip, circulating back up your arm, up your neck, through your head. Oh, and coming down and supporting that neck space. Maybe some of you hold a lot of that tension and stress in that neck space. Coming down your right hand, hitting all your fingertips. Back up your arm, coming in through your lung system, through your heart space, working its way back down through the organs on the right side. And then filling up that well of your sacrum, your second chakra, coming down through your right leg and out your right foot. And once you feel resourced from Mother Earth, release that grounding cord. Notice again, what's coming up in your body, what new thoughts have come up for you. And as you gently come back, as you awaken your eyes, soften your gaze, notice what is staying with you, what thought is that, and write it down. It's a beautiful reminder of what message you got for your earth. And may it hold you, may it carry you through this week as we begin again in the month of September, right? In the month of September. Sending much love and light to all our communities who have been hit hard by Mother Earth with earthquakes and hurricanes and fires. There's a lot going on Mother Earth. So sending love and light to all of them. And thank you for being with me and sharing this video to your networks. Again, I am on Facebook at Original Healing Queen, all one word. My website is healingqueen.abmp.com. And again, I'm here on Sundays at Kosha Wellness Center, offering services, craniosacral and polarity sessions, raindrop treatment, limpias, even one-on-one yoga. And hopefully you'll join me in Long Beach for Tune Into the Elements. You could join us any week. You don't have to be part of the series, but if you do, you get a considerable discount to prepay the series. And our Facebook page has the event link and the details on how to purchase tickets. And with that, many, many blessings to you all. Thank you again. Have a beautiful week.